Hey guys, so a bunch of my Ambleside online orders came in mostly for 8th grade, so I thought I would do an unboxing slash haul and show you what I got. So I've been watching a lot of other YouTubers and getting some really cool book recommendations, so I know some of these are from that, and then some are from Ambleside online. So this is the first book. This is for science for year 8, and I thought it was really cool. It's written by Stephen Hawking, but it's written for this age. It's not, one of his typical books about, oh, that's funny, theories of black holes and things and string theory. It's written to this age group. That's that. Okay, next. Okay. So this is another one of the science books for year 8, Chemical History of a Candle. Looks like it's all text. Oh, there's an interesting there's another one. Okay, so it has to do with candles. Looks like physical science, some chemistry. Okay, and then this I think was for maybe 5th grade. And so hopefully I got the right version. This was hard to find a hard copy of that was affordable. Some of these books people will reprint and are not necessarily edited great. And I did see that there's an audio version of this, so I'll probably look into that too. And I think there's a play. I don't know if it's the same one. Interesting. Okay. Next, got a big box. And so I forgot to mention one of these boxes that's giant may be a surprise box, so you'll have to stay tuned till the end to discover what's in there. Okay. So we got vitamin C. Ordered that a while ago. And I got some seeds for cover for our property. And it's got fenugreek, forage peas, buckwheat, cowpeas, millet, lentil, crimson clover, you could see, common vetch. This is actually a really pretty purple flower. It's got a funny name. So my 5-year-old and I will spread those out. And then another vitamin C comes in handy. And I bought this for myself. Ayn Rand, if you didn't know, came up in communist Russia and later fled with her family. And so I think this particular book is about communism in Russia. Yeah, portrays the impact of the Russian Revolution on 3 human beings who demand the right to live their own lives and pursue their own happiness. So this is a summer read for me. And I also have another book about Russian Revolution that's dystopian. This is also for my 8th grader. This is a commentary. These are really popular with Ambleside online, and they are Christian. However, I have looked through some of the other ones that I got, and I think that there's some commonality, and since this deals with the Old Testament. And so I look forward to looking through that and using that next year. This is the student guide or guide curriculum for this book, which is called I think Whatever Happened to Justice by Richard Maybury, this book. And so I thought that this would be helpful to use for my daughter with that book, and especially for different writing assignments and things. Okay, and then these are the Pearson, Among the People books. These are really popular, not only with Charlotte Mason, but also with Waldorf circles. And essentially they're like little stories about different animals. And I had the anthology of all these books in one, but I thought that it would be nice to have the separate ones, especially because I wanted to do forest and pond stuff this year, and anything relating to water, because we're going to be doing oceanography. And so there's like 3 other ones. There's Among the Night People, Among the Meadow People, Among the Farmyard People. I think that's the other 3. And then this is Among the Pond People. I thought this is the original cover art. This book I think is from the either 1900s or 1920s. And it was clearly a fabric cover. This is just a paperback, but it's got the original artwork. And so that was another appealing thing to me. And so this has these, looks like hand-drawn illustrations that used to be maybe in color. Oh, 1900 is when this was written. Okay, there's some kind of adhesive crap in the back of this. Ugh, that's annoying. Okay, and then this, Look at the Sky and Tell the Weather by Eric Sloane. If you haven't heard of him, he was a writer and I think illustrator who I first heard of through the Christophorus curriculum, but also there's a Book Shark level that uses one of his weather books. So yeah. Oh, so this was published in 1961 originally. And so I got this particular one because I thought that would be cool to be able to look at the sky and tell the weather. But also Sabbath Mood Homeschool, I recently learned, has a curriculum, which I think I also ordered, so maybe that will be in my other box, using this book. And so that's written to the student, and then they can just use this book and do the lessons. Okay, let's get another box. Whoops. Okay. All right. All right, exciting. Okay, so this one is for several different levels, but it's the 2 books by Richard Halliburton. There was, I think, Occident and Orient, and this one I got because it has these pictures, and there's a few different versions of all of these things online, but I thought that it was really neat because it has a lot of illustrations, and because this is for younger kids, I thought that would be nice. I don't know if the other versions all have illustrations, but that was what sold me on this one. Because it's hard to pick stuff online, you know. And I did want to get a hardback, but it's not in my budget right now. Maybe eventually. It's the Parthenon. And so I think this is a book that you use for several years with Ambleside Online. So, yeah. That. Okay, next. Have Rural Hours, and so this is the nature study book for 8th grade, and it talks about, I believe, this woman naturalist wrote her different experiences about things in nature, and so the text is a little bit small, but we'll deal with it. Let's look at the table of contents. There's illustrations. Oh, here we go. So it's by season. Oh, there's a drawing, pictures. I wonder if that's the Cooperstown where they have the Little League World Series. Possibly. Okay, there's that. This is Charles Mann, 1493, From Columbus's Voyage to Globalization. I got this one because there was a couple of different versions for American history, but this one kind of seemed to be the most balanced. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I have a lot of different materials for them to pick from if we decide that this one is not so great. I'm not familiar with this book, but the description looked good on Amazon. And I think this is kind of like how the, I forget the author, but the book's like Abraham Lincoln's World, where it talks about everything happening around the world at a particular time. So there's that. It's for 8th grade. This book, Phineas Gage, A Gruesome But True Story About Brain Science. So this is another one of the science books. It's based on a case that I believe you're taught in law school in criminal law, because this man got a traumatic brain injury, and it completely changed his personality. And so this case is taught in terms of, how people's behavior changes and how they may not be in control of their free will for mens rea purposes, which means like forming intent and things like that. And so I thought that would be really interesting. Also, my daughter likes horror books, so probably if you have a more sensitive child, maybe skip that one. So this was one of the English books, and it teaches about, I guess, close reading, reading comprehension. It's more of a textbook kind of a thing. These are the types of things they usually assign in college, so I'm not sure how this one's going to go, but we'll follow the assignments and see how she likes it. Next, and this one I was particularly excited about, Utopia by Thomas More. This is typically taught in college political philosophy classes. I read this as an undergrad. So I'm really curious to see how this goes with my 8th grader, because, it's pretty advanced. However, the concepts are pretty simple, I guess, I would say. And this particular book, I was thinking about how popular dystopian literature is, so I thought it might be interesting for someone who's read several dystopian books to read a utopian one and see how that goes. Next, History of England. This is another 8th grade book. From Ambleside. And we've already done Eastern Hemisphere from Bookshark, which is, all the countries in the Eastern Hemisphere, in Africa, Asia, Antarctica, Australia, and we've done world history. So this year we're kind of doing more of a medieval/European study, in addition to the Russian and Ukrainian studies that we'll be doing as a family. This book is, I believe it's a Christian book. It's about the split of the church in England. And the reviews said that it's usually assigned in high school. It's a play, but it has universal issues. Man dealing with will and reason, and so it's not necessarily only for Christians. And so that was the basis that I decided to go ahead and try it. And then this book, which I believe is an anthology by H.E. Marshall, who's written several of the other classics used by Ambleside and others. It's English literature, so it's an anthology. Yesterday's Classics is the publisher of a lot of these books, I recently discovered. So what's cool about having an anthology is, instead of having to find all of these different stories or all of these different books, they're all in one place. So that's really appealing. And so this has assignments in the Ambleside curriculum. And I think there's, like the sonnets or whatever, there's particular sections that are assigned. So that's interesting. And it looks like it's formatted very nicely, which is typical of Yesterday's Classics. Okay. And this last one is Everyman. And this is it's a moral story, similar to what was that other book called? A Man for All Seasons, similar themed. I'm not familiar with it, but it got really good reviews from Amazon, and obviously it's assigned. So we'll see how that goes. All right, now I'm just going to make a little bit of space. Okay, next we have smaller box. Oh, stories from Livy. Very exciting. So Livy was a historian who wrote, I believe similar to Plutarch, about different people. So particularly of Rome. So that's the table of contents. And since we did since we did Plutarch this year, I'm really interested to see how that goes. And I just learned that there was a version of this for children, so I'm really excited about that. Okay, zoom a little bit out. Next. Got a package from Half Price Books. Where did I put my scissors? There we go. Okay. And this is one of the Year 8 books, The Voyage of the Armada, the Spanish story. Half-price seller. Interested to see how that goes. Okay. Next. Okay. Oh, this is a cookbook I got. Excited about that. It's got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Different things. Right, and then Amazon package. Okay. So this I'm very excited about. It's This Country of Ours, which is a several-year book for Ambleside Online, but they went ahead and went through it and addressed some of the, how do I put this, outdated terms and perspectives, and then I believe each end of the chapter has commentary, and so they just went through and, added some really helpful information for parents. And so this is going to be released in volumes. So this is volume 1. Then we have Stories of Robin Hood. Be using this for my 6th grader and 3rd graders. And this book's also used in many Waldorf curriculum or approaches. So I was really, that was one of the reasons we ended up looking into Ambleside, was because there was a lot of overlap. Next, Stories of Beowulf. I think same thing. I think a lot of Waldorf families also use this. And so I'm excited about that. And my 9th grader might be doing the classic version of this, so that will be a nice overlap. And then this, I'm very excited. This is from Sabbath Mood Homeschool, but I ordered it on Amazon. And so this goes with the Eric Sloan book. And it's written to, I believe, the student for Form 3 to 4. So I think this is like middle school age. So my 6th grader, it says 7 through 9. But I'm planning to have my 6th grader use it. And then it has book lists, supply list, and here's the lessons. So map, read, notebook, activity. So I really like that, and I'm hoping it will work. I really like the Eric Sloan book, so I'll be happy to use that. So that's the end of the haul. I hope you liked seeing what we got, mostly Ambleside Online Year 8 books and some Year 5 books and some random books. And yeah, thanks for watching. And if you like this video and want to see more, please feel free to like and subscribe. See ya.